Hi, it's Chris Rue here, helping business executives become business leaders. So welcome back to the second of this series of 3 meditation videos. And today we'll be taking a different path to take a break from this crazy world and take a few minutes out just to replenish and recharge. So let's get started. Take a moment to get comfortable in your seat. Switch off your phone, and you can choose to listen and learn. And as you listen, start to listen to your breath as you take 2 good deep breaths, counting in for 4 and holding, and out for 4 and holding, and in for 4 and holding, and out for 4 and holding. And notice that our story today returns to our previous locations, taking a similar path towards our woodlands, but there have been some changes since last we travelled together, and the path you choose may not be quite the same. And you can decide on what you choose to learn and what you choose to explore on this journey today. You just need to be willing to learn from anything that comes up for you. So perhaps today, as a start on our journey, I wonder which path you think you will take and which we will turn into. We could always visit the Master Woodsman in the cottage, but perhaps today you wish to explore further and deeper into another woodland. But in order to learn, you need first to be curious about where the other paths may lead on your journey. There are a couple of changes you need to make, and perhaps 1 or 2 things that you need to bring on your journey, so that you can explore more deeply. When you are ready, we can start on our journey. And you may notice that you already have answers to questions as yet unspoken. And you may notice that you want to go deeper, to explore further, and be curious about what you find, and what you can leave behind and let go of on this glorious day out in the countryside. Look over there. Let's take just a stroll together and see what we can find that's maybe different. Maybe there's a different path to explore. I'm sure there have been some new developments since our last journey into the woodland. As ever, my voice will accompany you on this crisp sunny day, and as you look ahead, you can already see the old familiar green path ahead of you that leads down towards the many woodland areas. And you can see off to the right, yes, over there, the woodland where the Master Woodsman lives. You may already have travelled on that path, maybe many times, and you enjoy walking on its green yet well-used track. You notice the calming and peaceful view you have, with the warmth of the sun shining down on you, and just a hint of a breeze dancing across your face as you walk on. You hear a skylark hovering above you, and you marvel at its ability to hover so high above the ground. And you wonder how free it is to fly around exploring this whole countryside at its own pace, without restriction. enjoying the freedom, the sun on its back, the time and space to relax and recharge. You notice the further you walk, the calmer you feel, and you move on. You can sense the smell of the woodland in the air. Perhaps this reminds you of different times, of happy days spent outside with your friends and family, enjoying time together. And know that this will happen again when you are ready. Fairly soon you notice that once more there's that looming sensation overhead, building as you travel all the way down the path that approaches the edge of the woodlands. You find yourself once more in front of the gate that now asks you the question, which way will you go today? It's time to decide. Maybe there's a lot to decide. There have been some changes and new developments, which may be interesting to explore more deeply. You notice you feel safe and warm and enjoy the choices you have before you remember when you were rushed to make choices. But now you can take your time and allow yourself just to be and decide which way you want to go. Should you go round this woodland and find a different one? Or should you leave this exploration to another day? You enjoy leaning on the gate for a moment. Which woodland should you try? Perhaps a different route through the birch trees. This is a longer track with a number of different changes and things to see on its interesting route. A route that takes you through many changes and deep explorations. Yes, I remember now. A tunnel, a river, a bridge. Some good exercise for the body and mind. Of course, I could take the direct path, you know, the one that will take me directly to the cottage. But I visited the Master Woodsman quite recently. And while the smoke is still there, isn't it, curling up from that woodland, it's quite inviting. Perhaps this is not for us today. Then there is that overgrown path. Yes, just over there, taking me to a different woodland again. It looks older and overgrown. In fact, it's hard to see the path at all. It's one that not many people take, and it has something of a climb and a rough terrain to it. Maybe another day. So it's time to decide. Time to lift the clasp of the gate. So as you go through, the curious explorer in you turns towards the path to the woodlands, the birch woodlands, inviting you to explore more deeply the beauty of what is apparently hidden from view. You notice now the brown earth beneath your feet as you walk along in this different direction, and almost immediately you come upon a track crossing your path. Your path in front is apparently blocked, but look closer. There's a small gap, a small entrance, with 3 steps down to a darker, narrow path. It's completely covered by trees, and glimpses of a field off to your right create a short path, inviting you to go deeper into the woodland. You notice this path is uneven, stony, with tree roots popping up under your feet as you progress along its length. But it's not very long, and the sun still fights its way through, leaving its dappled pattern on the undergrowth. And there, just ahead, you can just see some brick structure. There it is. I wonder what it is. I wonder what it represented. Your curiosity is engaged. What is this tucked away out of sight? What lessons can it have for me? Clearly it's not been used for years. You step out of the path to find yourself standing on top of an old canal tunnel. A vestige of past industry and transport. There you are some 15 feet high, standing up above, on the roof of the tunnel. You know, that brickwork you could see from before. Looking down upon a water-filled canal. Not too many boats in it now, though. Imagine all the folk who used to travel up and down its waterway. Now it's stagnant with the silt of neglect and filled with the rushes that have colonized this watery length. A perfect new home for them to flourish. Now nothing prevents them from growing. They slow the water down to an easy calm, drifting lazily down its length. It reminds you of things that you used to do, but perhaps they've slipped. Perhaps they are best left. The technology has moved on, so let the new ideas grow in their place. It's time to let the canal go. Turning right to walk along a raised path from the top of that tunnel, a path has emerged over the years as people have moved on past the canal. You turn to walk down this path, running next to the old canal and getting lower and lower as you notice that as you get closer and closer to walk next to the old waterway, you feel calm and refreshed and relaxed until you're close enough to see the small swirls in the water as it drifts by your side, the sun sprinkling down through the leaves in the trees, everyone at peace and ready to let our old stuff go. As you walk on, you notice a coot and its family swimming between the rushes, oblivious to its past and just enjoying the present and looking forward to the future. But you also are becoming aware of a rushing sound off to your left. Yet the canal is going so slowly. Just a few more steps illuminates the story. There's a large stream filling in just ahead of you, on the left. And where the canal is quiet, the stream is bouncing with light and energy. The sounds of rushing water, tinkling and ricocheting off the stones as it forces its course, desperately carving its identity on the earth. It's such a bright and reviving sound, lifting the calm mood, giving energy and life as you walk by its bouncing lilt. And see the crystal clear bright water cascading by, the sunlight dancing on the mist, and bringing new life and energy to all in its path. As you walk by this onrushing stream, you notice yourself washing away the old stuff you no longer need, and drinking in the new fresh energy, and noticing the birds singing in the trees as they too enjoy this sun-drenched moment. Just ahead of you, you can see you are approaching a bridge. Yes, that's right. It's over the canal that still wanders wearily off to the right. But we are now below it and looking up. But can you see, just there, there are some steps. They take you up. They're next to the bridge, just there. And you can get up and climb back up and stand on that bridge if we want, in the bright sunlight, perhaps even play poo sticks with the canal. Although you'd have to be waiting a long time for your stick to come through. Or perhaps you want to work further along the stream and enjoy its freshness and energy. That would be nice. But it would also be good to see that view from the top of the bridge. And you can see both the old and the new. Yes, I think it's time to climb up those 10 steps. 10 steps up onto the bridge. It's interesting how deep we went when we explored down there. And it's good to learn what we learned while we were walking. And as you start to walk up those steps, you start to be able to see more and more of both the old and the new. You're on the 8th step now already, and now the 7th. And all you can see are the steps in front of you, just for a moment. 6 and 5. You notice yourself turning and seeing the path appear in front of you on the top of the bridge. 4, 3, 2, 1. And you're now standing on the top of the bridge, looking back over the path you have walked on down below. In front of you, and just slightly to the left, is the old stagnant canal. And to your right, that fast-flowing, energetic stream. I wonder what you notice now as you look back, enjoying the sun on your back, as you lean on the bridge wall and enjoy this moment, with the birds singing their hearts out in the trees, the dappled sunlight falling through the leaves, and the rushing water helping you learn what you need to learn. And you can decide what stuff you need to dredge out of the canal and wash off in the stream. And you can decide what stuff you need to just leave in the stream, such that it can be turned into something new. And you can decide what might be left in the canal, that will be left and no longer needed. Then you can decide how much energy of the stream you want to take back with you on your journey back. Coming back to today feeling calm, refreshed, safe and energized. You turn to leave the bridge behind you, noticing that the path seems to wend its way gently back towards that first gate. As you leave, you notice how much easier it is to stroll back towards today. You can feel a lightness as you walk, as if a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. Returning to the gate, you walk through, gently shrugging your shoulders, and notice with a smile how relaxed you are feeling. You stretch your arms and roll your head and neck as you walk away, shrugging off all that tension and just letting go of what you need to let go of. Isn't it interesting how you feel so much more relaxed as you walk away onto the path out of the woodland? Letting go of what you need to, and maybe re-engaging with something that you thought was lost, and harnessing that new energy and light that is there in abundance for you whenever you need it, as you say goodbye to that old stuff you no longer need. Looking forward now, you notice how much lighter you feel and you walk with a nicer gait. Again you hear the skylarks singing their joyous tune, and you notice how clearly and loud they sound as you walk on, feeling the sunshine fully on your face, leaving the woodlands well behind you now, relaxed, calm, refreshed and energized, as you see the path that takes you back home. And you can come back whenever you want to and find what you need in the calm and peace of your woodland. When you're ready, you can come back into the room. Well, I hope you enjoyed that journey, and if you would like to join me on the third in this series of 3 videos, then please look out for this in this series and let me know how you get on with this and if you found it helpful. If you'd like to learn more, then do subscribe to my free leadership training on chrisrue.com to get more tools and techniques that can help you become a more successful and effective leader. In the meantime, let me thank you for listening. I wish you luck going forward with your leadership challenges, and thank you for letting me help you become the leader that you want to be. Bye for now.